Hey, RetconRaider here, with special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Dragon Matrix 7, Mathew Smith, Revenant, Alois, Drakiith, Theory V23, Egg, EgonAlter, Emile, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to the alpha for Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader. As today we try to make friends in low places. Though I suppose technically we already have, what with our new associate, Jaeded, who we'll be meeting up with a bit later. Plus we've also got that hallway tucked in the back of the bar, which we'll also be checking out. But first, let's have words with Octaviana. I think this is our local pirate contact, but we'll know for sure momentarily. The burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair is in the process of tinkering with some unknown device that is clinking melodiously. She has a rough-looking implant in place of her lower jaw. As you approach, the implant begins to move, as if independently of the rest of her face. Welcome to the Adeptus Domesticus, sir. What can Octaviana get you? Homosec? Low? Something more interesting? Well, that all depends. What exactly is this place? You're in the oldest watering hole in Footfall, sir. The Adeptus Domesticus is the only Adeptus one can find on Footfall. She laughs hoarsely. I'm Octaviana. I serve drinks, lend an ear, and, if it comes down to it, quiet the rowdy ones. Yeah, you did a great job with those anvers. She sizes you up carefully. Folks usually come into the Domesticus for either pleasure or business. Might I ask what's brought you here? You know, I guess you could say that I'm here for business. Where better to do business than Footfall, am I right? Business is the only thing that's keeping this melting pot going. If this wasn't the best place to make deals, Footfall would have been stripped clean long before now. One asteroid at a time. Octaviana leans forward. Sitting at this bar often puts folks in a talkative mood, and I don't see anybody paying me to keep quiet. Visits from eminent individuals like yourself boost the status of my establishment, so I can repay you by sharing what I've overheard. Some of it might help you out in your dealings. Is that so? Alright, well, let's start with an easy one. What can you tell me about Miss Haydari, my new business partner? Why are you so interested? You looking into her or something? Octaviana catches herself upon meeting your gaze, and bows her head low. Apologies, sir. Me and my big mouth. I guess this is why they broke my jaw so many times. She touches her implant. Oof, that's rough. But yeah, that'll happen in a place like this. Octaviana drops her voice. Jay, you know, Jay's pretty great. She's made a name for herself here on Footfall. She's a woman who came from nothing. She follows the unwritten rules of this place. She doesn't walk all over weaker folks, and she drinks like a fish to boot. There's lots to respect. The sad thing is, it looks like she's got on the wrong side of Ladame. And since both of them, well, I guess all three of us, have ties to the Kaspolika, there's no way out of this. Jay should get off Footfall while she still can. Better to lose her business than her life. Interesting. So a Kaspolikan power struggle. There's some possibilities there. Name on this place is kind of strange, isn't it? Octaviana chuckles. What makes you say that? Do you know where you're standing? On the deck of the Martyr's Endurance, a sacred vessel that once belonged to the Adeptus Administratum. 100 years ago, the bureaucrats sent a mission here to establish a department, set up some kind of record-keeping, overhaul footfall, and make everyone here follow 1 billion laws to the letter. As you can see, it was the Martyr's Endurance and its inhabitants that got overhauled in the end. I don't know what happened to them, but the locals like to come here to make deals and count their money like before, in this temple of the Imperium's accountants. Over there, you can even see the sign's been preserved. Partially. Well, alright then. It seems like a perfectly good name now that I understand the context. You like it? I'm flattered. It's not often that we get important visitors here. And it's even less often that they really appreciate the place. Yep, that's me. I am an uncommon sort. So what's the word around Footfall? Haven't been to our fine station for a while, have you, sir? As per usual, there's never a dull moment. Either someone's getting shot in the square, or some rich guy's going on a safari to hunt commoners in the shadow quarters. Sure, the Liege makes sure that the local shenanigans don't get in the way of business on the station, but what happens on the outskirts adds a little spice to our lives. We make do. But the real trouble is, with every passing day it gets harder to find grub. I heard that some horrors are happening in the void outside Furibundus, that not all ships are making it here, that the Liege's old patrons don't seem to be in a hurry to help. It's taken a toll on Vladame's authority, and if his authority wobbles too hard, he'll have plenty of people lining up to take his place. Very intriguing. Anything more recent? What's the latest? This one might interest you. A tale I heard from a tipsy voidborn from a cargo barge. They exited the warp halfway between Furibundus and the Avioris system, and came upon a shuttle wreck adrift. The shuttle was registered to the Inevitability of Triumph, a merchant ship that disappeared decades ago. She was bound for Footfall, her cargo holds brimming with valuable goods, but she never made it. If anything at all survived the shipwreck, it could be quite a lucky find. So, potential loot. Somewhere between Furibundus and the Avioris system. We haven't really messed with the ship travel system yet, but we'll definitely touch on that before we wrap up the Alpha series. Oh, good. They did add that to our journal. I was worried I might actually have to write that down. Here's another tidbit for you. Some poor sot was here bawling about how his crew tossed out a whole shipment of cargo along with the trash, and it was his fault somehow. He hid the fact, and once they docked at Footfall, he immediately went on the run. No surprise there. Had they discovered his blunder, he would have been executed. I don't know what sort of cargo it was, but the ship he served on usually goes between Footfall and Winterscale's realm. She passes the 100 Dreams Crossroads and Langrand's Belt. If you happen by that area, you might want to look for whatever that idiot chucked overboard. Rightio, so more lost cargo. This time between Footfall and Winterscale's realm. Which I assume will also be added to our journal. Yes, nice, okay. That'll do for now. Yes, I think that's plenty, thank you. You know, Octaviana, lately it has been one thing after another. I think I've earned myself some downtime. Give me a splash of local color, would you? Whatever's on tap. Octaviana looks at you closely, then takes a bottle from the shelf and uncorks it. The transparent, pungent-smelling liquid quickly fills the glass that sits between you. Pascal's respirator hisses quietly, and he says in an insinuating tone,
"The alchemical composition of this substance is known to me, but never before have I come across such an unusual application. An exquisite path of martyrdom in honor of the Omnissiah."
The glass contains a liquid that is clearly made from spent promethium. This is moonshine, virtually unfiltered, that quickly blows the drinker off their feet, and when imbibed regularly, turns their liver into a bubbling sponge. Yeah, we might not really be well equipped for this sort of thing. I mean, Abelard had a hard time with just plain Amasec. Well, possibly poisoned Amasec, but still, those odds are not in our favor. But this is just an alpha, so down the hatch. Once inside your mouth, the drink seems to turn to acid. The liquid sticks to the lining of your throat and tries to burn right through it. You cough violently, covering your burning mouth, leaving a few drops of blood on your sleeve. Yeah, that seems about right. Octaviana looks at you in worry. Throne have mercy, are you all right, sir? You shouldn't have ordered the octane blend. I've got something else set aside for folks with a more refined palate. Octaviana grabs a dusty, unopened bottle from under the bar and a clean glass. The amber liquid splashes against the crystal walls as she adds in a couple of black pebbles. The soft, spicy aroma tickles your nostrils. Yeah, thanks. The Amnesec warms your throat pleasantly. You can make out a hint of spice, the flavor of an oak barrel, and a distinct, earthy aroma. You feel a little more at peace, and you reach the bottom of the glass sooner than you'd like. Ah, yes, that is, slightly better. I think that's enough for one day. I'll just be on my way. Octaviana? Octaviana bows her head slightly. Until next time, sir. Well, that could have certainly gone better, but no harm done, I suppose. Except my melted trachea. Also, she was clearly not our pirate contact, though she did have plenty of useful information for us, which means the person we're looking for must be tucked back here somewhere. Oh, by the throne! That's him, isn't it? The poor sap who got his tongue cut out by the anvers? Who, the guy who just disintegrated? That's the one. I think he was from the Kaspalika. Well, his troubles are over now. The dirty sofa looks like it's as old as Footfall itself. Did I miss something? Oh, nice. Was that supposed to show us the dangers of the local brew? Aha, this looks promising. Nice jacket you got there. Hey, what are you doing? Eavesdropping? Oh, you poor fools. It's fine. It's my own fault for being incognito.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Pardon me, I see some things I must purloin.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Riza. The woman looks to be in her 40s, and she's surveying you with interest. Her right eye appears almost black against her dark skin, while her left eye emits a greenish light, filtered through the smudged lenses of her prosthesis. Her arms are tattooed all the way from the base of her shoulders to her knuckles. Looking for something specific? You're buying, or maybe selling? Don't be shy, just ask. Old Riza knows all kinds of folks. My boys will fetch you anything your heart desires. Riza falls silent, though her eyes don't leave your face. Her expression gradually shifts, from tactless interest to astonished deference. I know you, rogue trader. Who would have thought a high flyer such as yourself would ever land in our neck of the woods? For someone like you, I'll offer only the best prices. The real deal. Good to know. And what about your surly associates here? What's their deal? Riza lowers her booming, raspy voice. You heard about how the clipper St. Cognatius got hit recently? The cargo was cleaned out, everything of value taken. Well, that was my boy's handiwork. Yep, okay, so these are definitely our pirates. So tell me, Miss Riza, what exactly do you trade in? Tech is always the best. If it's broke, no sweat. We'll fix it or take it apart. And if you score something so nasty that your fussy everyday traders won't even look at it, fear not, just bring it on over. Leave it to me and my boys to find the right buyer. Noted. And I guess that's it. Okay, let's see what you've got. So apparently this is the last of the 4 main merchant factions for the main campaign. It's essentially the Church of the Imperium, the Caspelicans, the pirates here, and the Tech Priests. Each with their own specific areas of expertise. All enemies within 2 cell radius of the wearer of this cloak receive a minus 10% penalty to dodge against melee attacks. Interesting. That would be pretty handy for Abelard. Oh, monofilament grenade. That sounds fun. Orthlak pattern stub revolver. Navy swashbuckler's coat. Okay, so at a glance, the stub revolver is comparable to the auto pistol, but with much higher pen and half the rate of fire. It's actually not bad. It would be nice to have a weapon with slightly higher pen. Plus 5 bonus to parry, and a plus 10% to absorption versus melee weapons. That is also not bad. That might actually be a good choice for our main. Keep him slightly safer during those pitched battles. 2 deflection, but a whopping 50% absorption. Wow. Zoa pattern sniper rifle. I'll have to compare that to what Adira's currently got equipped. And not a whole lot in the way of advanced higher tier gear. But obviously that's all stuff that's still in the works. You can see on the left there that eventually the higher tier gear will ramp all the way up to tier 7. Dark Eldar bracers. Interesting. Yeah, I can see some very, very nice stuff here. Though nothing I'm willing to shell out for just yet. I'll give that some careful consideration between episodes. Now that we have access to all 4 main merchants, I can make a much more informed decision.
Follow my lead.
One sec. Aha, okay, yeah. Someone mentioned to me that the permanent lockouts were reset when you reloaded into a map. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. I guess we'll have to see if it still works that way once we hit full launch.
Victory awaits.
But how about you guys? Why don't you clear off? I don't talk business while drinking. Fair enough. Just figured I'd check. I was a bit surprised we could actually talk to the carnival barker, so now I'm curious if I missed any other notable individuals who I had just assumed were filler NPCs. That said, for now, we're obviously setting our sights on an actual named character. Let's go check out the warehouse. I believe that is where we'll catch up with our new friend, Jaeded. With luck, we'll work in our requisite one firefight per episode. Offset some of that chatter. I guess there's still the quarantine zone, too. We haven't really heard much about getting in there. Or why it's even quarantined. Oh, that's new. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me rearrange our formation real quick. Unfortunately, in the current build, it's set up so that your main character always has to be in the lead. Which I assume is also something that'll change by the time we hit full launch. Note from the bridge cache. The crumpled note only has this small fragment of text left. You're on the right path, Seeker. The other caches... Oh, so that's what that was. The open cache that we found earlier. Apparently it's long since been looted. I guess we should have seen that coming. Well, fair enough. We've still got one more in the atrium.
None shall stand in my way.
Jay. And more Anver's thugs. So it was the Anvers who stole her cargo. Shireen, I'm here. What a joy it is to see you. Follow me, please. Wait, no, is she working with the Anvers? Hold on, okay. Let's poke around for clues real quick. The container is sealed shut on all sides. You notice the remnants of metallic tags that have been cut.
Follow my lead.
Oh yeah, she is definitely working with the Anvers. Is aiding a smuggler an endeavor worthy of a rogue trader? Hey, if there's profit to it, why not? Assuming it's not high treason, I suppose. You're just jealous. She swigs Amasek and wears revealing clothes, while your only outlet is praying. And look at that. When a companion is talking, an icon appears on their thumbnail. That is good to know. The container is filled with something heavy. It's difficult to discern what it is exactly. The container is airtight. You get the feeling that this was originally a standard box for transporting non-fragile cargo that was then sealed manually. Airtight. Sounds like some of these containers might have hazardous materials in them. And another jury-rigged airtight container. So are we doing something, or... Ah, I see. This is just a straight-up combat scenario. Gotcha. With the Anvers riding shotgun. That's weird.
They them because of their rotten-colored souls.
Did I mention that my whispers tell me jokes? Jokes that once said aloud make your eyes bleed and blood curdle. Talk about black comedy.
Alright, well, we've got clearly marked enemies, so we'll take them out, see what happens.
But of course.
Heed your cries of mercy.
Show them no mercy!
I won't heed your cries of mercy. Well stated, Abelard. Or RetconRaider, I'm not sure who that was. So, Combat Servitor and Bandit Hitmen are probably our priority targets here. Let's get Abelard on the Servitor.
At your beck and call. My luck right now. Indeed.
And we'll layer defense buffs. We're counting on Abelard to draw fire. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I wasn't sure if it would actually arc to targets she couldn't physically see, but apparently it will. Hey, look at that. That's 3 stacks of unyielding.
Rejoice in battle!
Nice. Except it does look like the cover might be highly explosive, which is, a potential issue?
I'll do it.
Is it all the cover that's explosive, or just the ones that look like airtight chests? Let's try to avoid those where we can. Wow. Really? Well, thankfully we've got another burst, so let's bust out the autogun. There we go. I guess my mistake was making the combat servitor our primary target on that first burst.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Alright, we're gonna get Abelard right up in there. But first, let's get Bulwark going. Actually, if Abelard's moving up, he won't be in that zone. Unless we... Okay, I see. Yeah, there we go. That leaves our Sister of Battle slightly more vulnerable than I'd like. But we'll be moving her on our next turn anyway. We don't want her near those containers. Nice.
High momentum.
That poor servitor. Let's return the favor. Kill zone. Nah, that's too risky. And there we go. Yeah, Killzone plus plasma weapons are a fantastic combo. Oh my goodness. Well, that actually wasn't that bad. Damage was modest.
Just a minor setback.
You're fine, Abelard. Suck it up. Oh, okay. That was less than ideal. Hang in there, Argenta. Right, so those containers definitely explode. Noted for the future. So let's push right. Yes.
Follow my lead. I will do my duty.
Nice, nice. Vigilance.
No matter the cost. At your beck and call.
It should hopefully kill that one when it tries to move away. We'll mark the left servitor for next round, but we're currently focusing fire on the damaged one. Heal up. That is less than I would have liked, but it'll have to do. I really hope the barrels aren't explosive too.
I need targets, not guidance.
Very nice. Fall back. That's fine. Cassie will get him the rest of the way. Nice. Though, see, this is where the Orthlock stub revolver would have come in handy. We could have gone for the armored guy instead. And finish falling back.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
My tactics are flawless.
Let's slap a heal on him too.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
But we haven't forgotten Argenta. Good luck.
I'm a member.
Right, Pascal. First things first. Heal your boss. Now let's finish these guys off.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
That works. Oh, gosh. So it turns out those barrels are explosive and full of toxic goo. Argenta's out. Goodness.
Will do.
Okay, now I'm really riled up.
Sorry, had to do it. So what is she? It looks like she's wielding a sniper rifle, but she's right up front. Oh wait, no, that's a las gun.
Already done.
So soldier? Maybe a frontline leader? I don't really see her as an adept, and she's obviously not a fighter.
Opposing me was your biggest.
Lovely. 2, 3, 5. Thank the Exalted One. Those Ashmags didn't have time to make off with anything yet. Jay carefully inspects the containers emblazoned with markings from some unknown freight operator, then smiles and touches the comm bead in her ear. Give me 2 minutes, Shireen. I'll send the coordinates to my loyal crew, who will deliver my property somewhere safe. And done. Jay removes her hand from her ear and turns to you. We're good. Now how about we relocate to a more pleasant and private space to discuss the details of our deal? Specifically, payment for your efforts? What, after all this, you're just going to leave your cargo unattended again? Isn't that what got you into this mess in the first place? Nothing to worry about. After all the ruckus we've caused here, I doubt anyone will go anywhere near the containers. I am, however, infinitely flattered by your concern for my property. Yeah, that's what it is. I sure hope your much-vaunted wisdom is worth all this trouble. Jay opens her mouth to reply when you hear the sound of many footsteps behind you. And here we go.
Stop right there, criminal scum! In the name of the Liege!
The gaunt, pale-skinned man in grimy clerical robes glances at you, and immediately falls to his knees obsequiously.
Your Excellency, please forgive my vehemence, most noble rogue trader. I never expected to encounter such eminent persons in this corner of Footfall.
Most noble Excellency? Jay purses her lips slightly and shoots you a confused look.
I am Vladane Tokara's personal agent.
The man hesitates, choosing his words carefully.
I came here to remove from criminal circulation a shipment, the distribution of which is banned in the lands of Footfall. A horrendous Xeno heresy that has been fraudulently delivered to a bastion of the Holy Imperium.
He looks at Jay.
I do not doubt for a moment, most noble rogue trader, that your presence here is merely a misunderstanding brought about by another's manipulation.
Oh, I see. So we're just pretending that Vladane's not already neck-deep in the Caspalican Xeno trade. Well, two can play at that game.
I'll have you know that these goods are the property of the Von Valancius dynasty. Are you really saying that Lord Tokara is so bold as to accuse a rogue trader of something as lowly as smuggling? No, your lordship, I beg you, forgive this wretched serf. A terrible misunderstanding, 1,000 apologies. I won't disturb you further.
Jay watches him hurry away, then looks at you. Vladane will be oh so disappointed when he hears about this, but that is no longer our concern. Listen, rogue trader, I'm genuinely sorry about this. In my trade, the less others know, the fewer questions they ask. I shouldn't have kept the truth about our agreement from you. Yes, my shipment contained Xeno artifacts, possession of which is a death sentence to any commoner. But you, Shireen, what are these rules to you, one who is above the pitiful servants of the Imperium? We won't let this, misunderstanding affect our future cooperation now, will we?
This statement is true, with the exception that you yourself are an uneducated laywoman and a thief who ought to stay away from the technological perversities of non-humans. I am now requesting your preventive disposal.
Wow, Pascal, harsh. Let's hold off on the preventive disposals for the time being, I think. Uneducated? Me? I've held things in my hands that you, cog for brains, can only dream of in your oil-soaked data fantasies. Stop hiding behind piety and law. You're simply defending your clique's monopoly on anything and everything of interest and monetary value. I mean, to be fair, the tech priests did express interest in purchasing Xeno artifacts, so she's not entirely wrong. So, Miss Haydari, if we are going to partner up, I'll need to know everything about your operation. Alright then. This isn't my first year in the Coronis. It's not my first year in business, either. I've sat at the negotiating table with all sorts. Not just loot hunters or smugglers, either. But with Xenos. One's intelligent enough to believe that mutual benefit was a better outcome of our meeting than mutual destruction. I know what the Ecclesiarchy has to say about that, but speaking from the bottom of my heart, I know where the line is between an ordinary deal and a betrayal of humanity. and I never cross it. Seems fine to me. Nothing wrong with exploiting some exotic resources, as long as it doesn't harm the Imperium, of course. Jay gives you a pearly smile. We think alike, Shireen. Well then, does this mean I can hope for our partnership to continue? Well, I mean, we've already established that RetconRaider here is the unscrupulous sort. Yes, I think we can come to an arrangement, provided you're slightly more forthcoming in our future endeavors. I swear on the goodness of the Exalted One. Jay makes the sign of the Aquila with an unexpectedly solemn expression. Abelard gives you a look of reproach. You sully the Von Valencius name by inviting people like her into your retinue, Lord Captain. The decision is yours, but do not be surprised if unsavory rumors start to spread on footfall. Bold words, Abelard. Respect. Argenta regards Jay. It is a strange circle you are forming around yourself, rogue trader. Sister Argenta. Jay gives her an almost lecherous once-over. I've heard all about your deeds on Footfall, but I never would have guessed there was an angelic beauty behind all the idle gossip. And while we're at it, Shireen, when were you going to reveal your true identity to me? Jay cocks her head to one side curiously. I am infinitely flattered by your attention, but if I had known I was talking to a rogue trader, not an envoy of one, I would have shown some decorum. To be fair, I wasn't the only one who was withholding details. Guilty as charged. Jay raises her hands in joking capitulation. You're right on that one, so I guess I'm in no position to criticize. Either way, I'm happy to join your retinue. From now on, my knowledge and experience are entirely at your disposal. And yes, she is indeed a full-on companion, not just an advisor. Which sadly means that if we want her to tag along, we have to drop someone else. But who? Who can we live without? I guess short term. We can go ahead and shuffle Abelard back to the ship. He's been fatigued ever since he pounded that poisoned Amasek. This way we'll at least get a gander at what Jaeded brings to the table. Besides, unless we find some way into the quarantine zone, I think we're almost done here on Footfall. There's not really much else left for us to do. Oh wow, and look at that. We pulled a new level up as well. That was quick. So I'll have to look at that between episodes as well. Pick out our new powers.
Let's make a deal.
As for Jay, looks like she is a soldier. With a very similar build to Retcon, in fact. Not quite what I would have expected, but that's serviceable. Lasgun, snub revolver, hand flamer. That's actually not too far off from what I was thinking about doing with Ret, though I like the auto gun over the lasgun, higher rate of fire. Plus dodge on the cloak, very nice. Well, that is interesting. I suppose logically that would mean it would make the most sense to swap her out for Argenta.
It's about time.
But I like Argenta too. You know what? Let me know what you guys think. This is, after all, just an unfinished alpha, so I'm not sure how much longer we're running with it, but I do intend to run for at least another 4 to 6 episodes, maybe longer depending on the results of the of the Q1 poll. So who are you most interested in seeing us run with? Jaedari? Argenta? Abelard? I mean, I suppose we could cut one of the adepts or our resident assassin loose instead. I do like doing Pascal's voice, though, so I'd be sorry to see him go. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Be sure to vote in the public Q1 poll, which I should be posting sometime soon after this video goes up. And, yeah, we'll figure out our party loadout for the rest of the Alpha series. At least until we pick up another companion, because I know there's at least 1 or 2 more waiting for us out there. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now. I'll take care of the off-screen bookkeeping. And, yeah, unless there's something else keeping us here on Footfall, it might be about time for us to set our sights on some interstellar exploration. Strange new shores await. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon, the YouTube memberships, or the Nexus GG page. Links are in the description.
No matter the cost!